Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit first, before I go into the technology, about how to frame an interview. So a couple of things to think about is what is going on in the background. You want to have them comfortably seated, and you, contrary to what you may think, you don't actually want to have them against a white wall. You don't actually want to have them super close to a wall. It's better to have them a little bit away, a few feet even. A couch is fine, but if it's a plain white wall behind the couch, I recommend finding a background where there's not a whole bunch going on. Simple is good, but not just a white wall, because it tends to look kind of like a mugshot unless you have like studio lighting and a real white background. So don't feel like you need to have them up against a wall. If you do have only a white wall, just bring them away from the wall. It minimizes how many shadows are on the wall, and avoid having windows behind people, because you can see how the light bleeds like that. But if you can turn it around and have people facing a window, then you get much nicer light. So you can see I have nice even light on my face. And if you have them at sort of a side, but the sun is coming through the window on their side, you can see that there's a shadow on the opposite side, which is nice. So what you're avoiding is having shadows under the eyes here. So if you only have overhead lights and not much white wall that's reflecting light back, it's gonna give kind of a raccoon effect. If you have pretty soft light all around, you're probably fine. But just kind of pay attention to the shadows and how flattering they look. And I don't recommend at all shooting outside in direct sunlight. If you have to shoot outside and you have a really lovely environment, please choose somewhere that is shaded, and also check for noise. You do not want it to be noisy. So what I have behind me is perfectly good for a background. The white wall is quite far back, and the focus is still on me as the subject. You have to decide, I think medium shots work, and you're also doing 2 shots, so your shot's probably gonna be waist up with 2 people sitting next to each other. But if you're doing 2 singles, then the framing that I have right now, which is like a medium close shot, is pretty good for a single interview. Yeah, so just please pay attention to the light, pay attention to not too much going on in the background, but also not just something that looks sort of like drab. So pictures behind them, behind the couch or something like that is nice. I don't have an environment like that to show you, but like that might be a lot for a background, right? This is better, okay? All right, one more thing about where you sit. So you wanna sit just next to the camera, to the right or left of it. That way their eye line is not directly in the camera, but close to it. So don't sit off to the side, which will make them look away, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to put together your equipment for an interview. So this is a tripod. It's pretty simple to use. You just pull out all of these legs until they stop. It's important to pull them out until they stop. And then just unlatch all the latches, pull all the legs out. Relatch. If you have your own tripod, obviously you could do that with that. So this has a little handle here, and you just turn this knob to the left to loosen it so that it can come up to a comfortable arm height so that you can position the camera. Okay, and then we have this little guy at the top. There's a knob. You unscrew it, lefty loosey, or counterclockwise is loose. And what I have is a little iPhone holder. So there's a screw that goes through the plate onto the hole at the bottom. So we're just gonna get the threading into the hole, and then you turn this. Do you have a coin or screwdriver or anything that will tighten it? That's good, but if you don't, you can do finger tight as much as you can, okay? Now this just sits into here. There's two little, I'll show you, there's two little edges there. This just fits in there, and then you just tighten this back clockwise or righty-tighty, okay? Now you have a place to hold your phone. Okay, so obviously the phone, the back camera is going to be facing out. You're going to screw the top of this, pull it up until your phone fits in. So it's going to go up, 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 up. And then once you can fit your phone in, you're going to tighten it. Okay, so you want your phone to be horizontal. Okay, so now we're going to put the microphone on. Oh, just a little bit about the tripod. It has a knob here on the side that you can loosen to go up and down. And then this knob here, closest to your handle, is going to let you go side to side. So mostly the tilt you'll probably use to position. And then there's a little guy here, which is a level that lets you know if you're straight. So this knob here at the bottom, you're gonna loosen it, and then you're gonna use this handle to position it when you see the bubble inside of the liquid in the center of your red circle. Then you go ahead and you tighten. If you have a tabletop tripod or something like that, you can put this on it, or if you have whatever, if this is too complicated, then by all means use something simpler. Okay, so once you have that done, you can position your shot. You want about a medium shot, so about waist up, but it depends on if you're shooting one person at a time or two. So you can go in closer. You don't need as wide a shot if you're shooting one person at a time. Okay, the next thing is the microphones. This is really the really important part. Just make sure that you don't pick up all the sound everywhere, but just the sound of their voices. So this little box is in this pouch, and you push this, push this button, and it opens. And in here we have a little thing that connects to the camera and two lavaliers that clip on or magnet onto a person's shirt. So I'm gonna take this out first. Okay, this is my little doodad that goes into the camera. I slide this guy out, put it inside, and I pick up this, which slides right out. And this, as you can see, is a USB connection for your phone. Hopefully your phone has a USB connection. If it's not a USB-C, I recommend using whoever in the house has the most recent camera that might have one. It'll also have a better, the most recent phone, it'll also have a better camera in it, okay? So this guy is gonna go right in your charger, okay? And then you can see it has a light on it, and there's some levels here as well that if you need to turn up the volume, you can. So to turn this guy on, there is a button on this side, the side with the dial, and you just push that until you see the light come on. So now I can see this. This is letting me know that there's a signal. Okay, as soon as you plug it in, it automatically is going to pick up your the microphones, which if they're not on too, you can push their little button. Okay, that turns it off. Push it again and you'll see the green light come on. So this can connect to a person in one of two ways. You can take this magnet off and this clip will go right onto the lapel like that, making sure that it's facing up towards their mouth, or you can use the magnet, goes on the inside, to do that. Depends on what they're wearing. Or okay, so microphone is here. You can see these little holes. Okay, all right, and then the same thing with the other one. Okay, so what you want to do is, before you even get in the camera, you want to go to your settings, go down to your camera settings, and where it says format, you want to tap there and make sure it says most compatible. Okay, and back up, and then recording video, you want it to be at the highest. 4K is going to be bigger than 1080, so 4K and 24 frames per second is good, but if you only have 30, that is fine. If you only have 1080, 30 is what you want to go with. 30, not 60 or 120. Okay, you want to go with 30. Okay, all right, 24 or 30. All right, so okay, and then record sound with stereo, and I think that's it. All right, so now you're gonna go to your camera. Over a different part of the camera. There we go, and you don't have to do it super tight. Okay, so then obviously you're just gonna record video. I recommend doing a test and having them do like microphone test 1, 2, 3, and then just listen to it to make sure it sounds good. Having them do like the microphone test 1. If you have one of these lightning chargers for your phone, I do have lavs for this. It is wired, but you can plug it into your phone and then just give this to them to hold, and they can pass it back and forth between the two of them. Or if you just have one person, then you can just clip it on their shirt, on their lapel. Okay, so this same as the other thing, you just, this one goes in, and this is in one of these pouches. Okay, it says Ceremonic. And then there's one more that is one of these little guys, and so you just plug this in to your phone and position the microphone towards them. This also will give you better sound than what's on the microphone, as long as it's pointed at them. But again, always do a test before you do the whole interview. This little pouch also has one of these if you have a tripod of some kind, and you just need the thing for your phone. So to reverse the process, to put everything back away, just rewatch and do everything backwards. So when putting it away, you can actually leave this plate and the cell phone holder together and just put those in the bag.